Hello, happy Friday again. Although I don't know if I can keep this Friday thing up because I'm starting to run into a small problem where it's Friday, so I need to clean up everything that I did for the week and then put out my new stuff. But at the end of the day, I have to make this recording. So then if I put everything away, I can't find it. Disaster. But welcome back. For those of you that are new here, my name is Kristen Langford and I am a pre-K/VPK teacher in Florida. And today's video, I'm going to show you all about our week and what we did for Apple Week. Okay, so like I said, I still have all of my stuff out from Apple Week. And so instead of me just like sitting and showing you, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you how we organize the centers as well, because I think that might give a little bit more of a helpful tip maybe. And as I go over them, I'm gonna put them to the side so that after this video I can put all my other stuff out, because next week is community helpers. So let me show you. I'm gonna start with our small groups this time. Small groups for literacy and small groups for math. Let's go. Okay, so these are the bins and they don't have cute labels yet, but we'll get there, you know, slowly but surely. And the L is for Langford, the S is for Sam, and then this is small group 1 and small group 2. And then next week. So it just kind of keeps us a little bit organized. We do have down here where we're putting extra supplies, like if it's too big of a center to fit in these bins, like this week we used pincher clothespins, so we put it down here. So for my bin, I do keep my data folders that I put on, I did a video on these and they are on my Teachers Pay Teachers, but I keep those folders in here. That way during my small group, if, you know, like this week we did syllables, I can color off or mark off or write notes about something that I saw during small group. For the good stuff, here is the activity that we did. Let me see if it has a name. All right, there's no name, and I just dropped one. But anyways, we did syllables. So it has a basket and it has the numbers on it. Set some down here. And then each apple has a picture. And so we went through and we started, since it's the first time we're learning syllables, we started with the kid's name, and we all clapped the syllables for their name. And then I introduced the apple and I told them what the picture was, worked on the vocabulary, and we clapped the syllables together and then sorted them into the baskets. And then after that, I passed out some of the apples to each of the kids and they sorted independently. Now, I do have a group that they're not ready for this yet, and so we just worked on vocabulary and learning the words, and then I still clapped it out, but mostly it was just repeating the vocabulary and learning what they were. For math, we did pick the apples, and it's just a tree like this. Ooh, look, this one says the Principal Princess. Once again, a freebie. Each of these circles, you're supposed to put a pom-pom. So I unfortunately ran out of red pom-poms after I did my sensory bin that I'll show you in a minute. So we just had green apples, lots of green apples, and they fill it all up, and then they use a die to roll. They count the dots, tell me how many that is, and then they take the apples, put this in here, and then they take the apples off of the tree, and each of them had their own tree. So we just made it a game as like counting, but also whoever picks all their apples off of the tree is the winner. And we did that several times. They got really fast at recognizing what 5 looks like on the die or what 3 looks like on the die. And it was fun. Okay, so then for this group, I'm gonna need to find the letter book that we did. I'll come back to that. But this is the math group for Miss Sam. It's these cards, and it also says preschool play and learn. And so it has an apple and a number. They had to say what the number was, trace the number with their finger, count the empty circles, and then make Play-Doh balls to make the caterpillar, and then count the Play-Doh balls again. And there's all different numbers in here, even though we're only going over 5. So I tried to find my letter A book, but I think I put them away and don't know where I put them. Shocker. This is what we're doing every week in Miss Sam's group for literacy. Last year we did these on Friday, whole group, but we decided to put it in a small group instead of doing our handwriting books. This is the letter N one for next week. And I wish I could tell you where it was from. If I remember, I will link it below. But basically, every little book has the letter on the front, so they trace it with their finger, then they color it in, they talk about what sound it makes, they practice writing their name. Then they practice writing the letter M, the lowercase m. They color each picture and read the word. And then on this page they find the letter M, which this week it was letter A, but you get the hint. Then on the back they each get to illustrate something that starts with the letter of the week. Okay, moving right along for the first Independence Center. These are the ones I was talking about, how they use the clothespins. So I printed these out, also another freebie, but don't know the name of it. And they just use the clip to match on the strip, so there's multiple on each strip. And there's even some words, although they don't know what the word is yet, they can still recognize matching, that it's 3 letters and 3 letters and 3 letters versus the at and the A. So that was that. And then for the math independent, we printed these puzzles, whoop, upside down. They're just those puzzle strips, and we laminate it and we put Velcro on the back so that they can tear them all off and then put them in order. Looks a little wonky here, but overall they're getting the point of number order. We did do some challenging ones all the way to 10, but since we are only learning numbers to 5, we put a couple of those in there as well. Okay, and then the other independent group was, I have so many Apple books, so I put the Apple books out for them to read. And then I also put these. This is from Tara West, and it's for all the letters. It's like letter centers or something like that. And I just print these out for each week. So letter search, and we use like a little eraser, or I think this week we used one of those circles that you build with. I'm not sure. But they just find the A and cover it. And then I also have it for the capital A. And then I also have this A where they build it. Even though it's upside down, you get the point. So it was like kind of just independent time. For the math, we have this game. It's just an apple tree counting box from Lakeshore. And they have the tree with the number and the little apples. And so they put that many apples onto the tree. Okay, so that is all of our centers. And now I can clean it up. I did see something that I put in here that I don't know why it's in here. But our poem was apples, and we use these little apples to glue in. So in a minute I'll show you somebody's poetry notebook. All right, so here's one of the poetry notebooks. This week, like I said, was apples. It's really cute. It talks about how there's 2 little apples smiling at them, then they shake the tree and they're good. So they each got to pick their apple that they wanted. And this one was so funny because we think that the paper that my parent used to die cut the apples must have already had cuts out of it. So it looks like somebody bit the apple already, and the kid loved it. Anyways, so they just add little smiley faces on top. All right, while I'm over here, I should show you guys our share and show bags. It's our first week of the show and share. I can't ever get it right. Share and show and share. I don't know why we don't just call it show and tell, but we have to be extra. Anyways, this is something that we do where every kid brings items on Friday that start with the letter of the week. So our letter this week, obviously, was A, and they just put some stuff in this bag. We had this last year as well, but we added vinyl, so pretty. And then they each brought some items, and they get to use the same bag over and over, less germ sharing. And then we just shove them in here, and we will erase everybody's A with a magic eraser, and then write next week's letter M. All right, so speaking of the poems and show and share, we write out our poem here, and it's on a magnetic shower curtain rod, so I can lift it up. I usually keep it up in this corner, and then I pull it down so that we can talk about it, and then we just write it. I have next week's ready to go, and then we just put them all back here so we can review the old poems whenever we have some time. Then moving up here, this is our share and show letter A. Some of my drawings, I mean, you know, I get better and better each year, or worse and worse, I'm not sure. But, so we have letter A, and I just write down all the things that the kids bring in their share and show bag, and then I draw as many as I can as they are sharing with my para. My para's there so that they can talk about it together, and I'm drawing at the same time. Like, how cute, somebody brought antlers this year, and then that is an anteater. Anyways, but I take that chart, and I staple it on to here. We took it off, but then next week, we're gonna change all this to the next letter. So it's gonna be up for a little while and then we'll add the letter M1 on top of it. Okay, so for books, pop to squat, is that what they say? Yeah, on the carpet. It was Apple Week. I know you're surprised, I've said it like 10 times, but we read this book, Apple Farmer Annie, and it is also from McGraw-Hill, which is our curriculum that we're using, but this is from curriculum when I taught kindergarten, and I remember reading this book because it's so cute. And so I asked my kindergarten teachers if they had it and I could borrow it. So we read this book for 2 days, and it has the best illustrations. And then we made some charts that I can show you. We did a chart about what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Just one little quick sentence. Other book that we read on Thursday. Today we did not read a book because we did show and share and it takes forever. But we read this on Thursday. Wednesday, okay. We had no school on Monday, there we go. So anyways, we read a nonfiction book about apples, and it has a lot of words in it, but the good thing is pre-Kers don't know how to read. So we pick and chose what we wanted to read, and we really focused on some of the realistic photographs to teach them about things. And then we made another apple chart that was apples are, apples can, and apples have. All right, so here's the chart we did for, there we go. Here's the chart we did for Apple Farmer Annie. Very simple. Beginning, Annie was picking apples. Middle, Annie went to city to sell her apples. End, Annie packed up and went home. And they all gave me ideas for that. And then here is what I was talking about for apples are, and they gave me different ideas. Apples can, apples have, and then I put their initials next to their answer to encourage them to want to answer so they could get their name pretty much on the poster. This was in my ABC craft video that I just did. Alligator, it was on orange paper before, but we did it on blue paper. Same craft though. Okay, and then what else am I missing? I did centers, and I did what we read, and I did our math stuff and our poem. Social emotional. We took a break from Second Steps for social emotional, and we used our curriculum social emotional book that we used last year. That's all we used last year, so it was really spread out last year and like filled in with other things that I came up with on my own. But this year, I was able to do the whole book in 1 week, and it all correlated together, and I feel like it went so much better that way. The book is, let me grab it, I Learn and Play in School, and it has 2 stories, and then it has an ending part with Little Dog. So the story was about, one was about kindness. Oh, and the other one was about kangaroo can do it too. So it was about the little kangaroo going to school and like being all over the place, which these kids can relate to. But then he learned the rules of the school, and he thought about his choices and made better choices. Seed of Kindness was just about being kind to your friends, which always is helpful. And then the Little Dog was about following rules, sharing, taking turns. It's like little tiny mini lessons. So that's what we did for social emotional. We will go back to Second Steps next week. I feel like that is everything for learning wise, but I do want to show you around the room because we changed a couple things. I don't think I actually gave a room tour yet either, so I will try to throw in one of those videos soon when I can just walk around and explain everything. But let me just show you a couple things right now. One of the new things that we made is this. It's just a simple weather chart. Pretty sure we printed it off Teachers Pay Teachers. Velcro, we talk about the weather and the temperature, and they use this little microphone to talk into, but it's fake, but they think it's real. Something else I wanted to show you is we are getting out some dress up stuff. These 2 are kind of tucked away. They might not always get to those, but we did take these ones out and we just put them on little command hooks. Hopefully they stay. No guarantees though. Just little jackets, and then our little baby dolls are right underneath. This witch hat has been a big hit today. All right, now for the good stuff. This week we introduced a art activity at the Art Center and a Play-Doh bin that we haven't done yet this year. This does not go in here. So first is our Play-Doh bin. We put red, yellow, and green Play-Doh out. We put these circles to make apples, rollers to be able to roll it out and then cut it. These are the stems, and then we did red buttons to go on the red Play-Doh, yellow buttons, and then green buttons. Obviously, that's what we recommend making apples, but they can be as creative as they want. Okay, and then like I said, for Art Center, it is a kind of creative, but also here's an example of what to make idea. And we just put glue sticks, green paper, red paper, yellow paper, and little, those are like hole punches. They're really small and it's kind of hard to tape on or glue on, whatever. So they got to pick what color apple they wanted, put some on the top, put some on the bottom, put some seeds in the middle, and it's supposed to look like the apple core. I'll show you what some of those turned out. It is an optional craft, so not every kid went, and then some kids wanted to take it home. Some kids made multiple of them. Like one of the kids literally made one every single day. But anyways, so we just hung them up. As you can see, some of them have red and green. It's kid art. That's the way it should be. Also, look at this table. Holy moly. Okay, what I wanted to show you here is what, we already started putting it away, so it's not complete, but this is the sensory bin from the week. I made these little trees out of brown construction paper because I didn't have any toilet paper rolls, but that's what you could use. And then I just put a green tree on top with red little circles, and so they could stand it up. Ooh, maybe. Most of them stood it up on the table, like so. And then I made a yellow one and a green one, and they used forceps to pick out the pom-poms, you know, like red, yellow, and green, and they sorted them into the tree and then picked it up and shook them back in. It was really fun. They actually really enjoyed it. Okay, final thing I wanted to show you is we had this really tall bookshelf here. I don't know if I ever showed you, but today, as we were trying to move stuff, it literally fell and broke. So we took off the top version of it and still kept the bottom, and then organized some of the books up there. But I just feel like we have so much stuff. It's like, how do we have this much stuff and all these shelves? It's just full everywhere. And then last but not least, we added these. We're gonna use it with tape to measure the kids and just track their measuring, and maybe put like a cute little vinyl up there about growing like a flower. Cute, right? Okay, that video was all over the place, but nonetheless, you get it. We had a great week. I'm actually not, knock on wood, I'm not that tired this week. I'm not sure if I should even say that out loud because we are still missing a para. If you know anybody that wants the job, let me know. Anyways, I'm not that tired. That's really good news. We actually prepped a lot of stuff for next week. It is community helpers. That's all. I get to go home. My kids aren't here. We have family in town. But if you like this video, as always, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button, maybe that notification bell so you can be notified when new videos are posted. I will see you next week. I might not do it on Friday. Still working that out. Might do a little bit each day. Who knows what I'm gonna do? Nobody knows until it actually happens. But see you later. Bye.